Well, good morning, afternoon, or evening, folks. Well, good morning, afternoon, or evening, folks. I don't know exactly when you're watching this, but we're out here on a rainy Tuesday morning on my front porch this morning.
Kyle's front porch.
Yeah, we went out and did a couple quotes yesterday before the rain hit, and we want to talk to you a little bit about that and everything that we went and saw, and we got some pictures and some video of it. So you want to start? What's the first quote we went to yesterday?
Yeah,
Dad?
actually, so and Kyle said a couple quotes. We did 6 quotes yesterday. So we were literally out all day looking at properties and doing quotes. It worked well for us because it's been raining. I mean, it's raining right now.
Yeah,
Watching it rain.
I think it set a record this month of how much rain we got. I don't know how many inches or what, but I mean, it's
crazy. So it's June. We're halfway through June in Mississippi, and normally we're starting to dry out and get get dry and dusty, but we're not now. We're wet.
No, I mean,
waterlogged.
It's hard to do even any kind of dirt work because it's just soaked so far into the ground.
Yeah.
We just need a couple of days of straight sunshine to dry everything out.
It looks like we're going to get it next week. So
I hope so.
I'm hoping all this business that we've got booked, we can start working on next week.
Yep.
But we did. So we told y'all we've been using, I wouldn't say exclusively, but almost exclusively, probably 90% of our advertising has been on Facebook. And we've been doing that for several months, and we've had some ads that do really well, some that don't do well.
Yep.
And we've kind of just tweaked it, and I think we've kind of found our sweet spot. But we had 2 ads running last week. One was for kind of the land improvement, so land clearing and all that kind of stuff. And then we had one that was running for the home building, because you guys know that we do that as well. And both of them just did really well.
Yeah.
So we've used Monday kind of as quote day, and I've talked about that in a previous video. Talked about just scheduling this time because it's work, right? I mean, it's you think about you got to be out on the job doing the work, but unless you kind of keep that funnel full and keep the stuff coming in,
yep,
you'll dry up. So we started yesterday, and we headed out to do. Man, I think we headed out to do 3 quotes.
Well, we had 4 in the morning though, because we had 3 scheduled already, and then somebody messaged us early in the morning to come look at another one.
Yeah. So we had I think So we left yesterday morning with 4. Okay, right. with 4 to do, and while we were out, we added 2 more to it. So we were able to actually knock out 6 quotes yesterday. We were able to get pictures and video on a few of them. So we're going to share those with you in this video. And we just kind of wanted to talk through them and kind of talk through the process and what the day looked like yesterday. So the first one we went to actually was it's kind of in our sweet spot. Mm-hmm. This was a nice one. So this is a lady and her husband that bought 22 acres. And it's all grown up. So they wanted to clear a portion of it, actually trying to clear about half of it with what they've budgeted now. And then they're going to have to put in a culvert, driveway, and they're going to build a house. So we secured the land clearing yesterday, and our hope is that we can continue to move forward with them and build their house and do all of that. So really kind of hit our sweet spot.
Yeah, and not only that, it's going to be a whole lot of fun.
Yep.
I mean, it's really, really thick, but it's not big trees in there either that we got to clear.
Yeah.
And that mulcher is going to do really good in there. I think.
So we got a lot of footage on that. So we're going to show that to you now, and then we'll come back to you after you take a look at this. So here's the footage on that. It is Monday morning, and we are headed out to do quotes. So it was a rainy, stormy weekend, so we're both in the truck, and actually we had a lot of good advertising last week, didn't we, Kyle?
Yeah, we got a couple videos out and a lot of responses on those too.
Yep. So we've got several quotes to get out and do today. Thought we'd carry y'all along with us and kind of take a look at that. So where we can, I don't, some of them, if we're talking to the owner and stuff, we may not be able to film that, but we'll try to film kind of what we're looking at and what we're thinking and share that with you guys.
We found it. She said it was right over here, and about an acre has already been cleared. I think it's about 20 acres total. Dad's up there on the phone with her, I believe, or was talking to her. But it's a nice little place out here. So we're gonna walk around, try and get some kind of idea of what exactly she wants and where exactly she wants to be cleared at. But I think this is it. It looks pretty good. All right, so where exactly you think she wants the house at, you think, Dad?
Well, we're kind of center of the property, so it's going to be over on this left-hand side.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to go back out to the road in a second. We're going to come in where she's wanting the drive to be.
Uh-huh.
So we can look at that, because that's where we're going to start. That's where we're going to come back. But I'm thinking probably from this ditch here, she's wanting everything cleared over on this side.
To where it's clear on the other side.
Yeah. And most of what we're looking at, if you can show them, are these smaller trees and saplings. And she said like a lot of the bigger trees we're going to leave. So I think probably anything over, 8 to 10 inch diameter, we would leave. We'll take everything else out.
Yep.
So
that mulcher going to eat up them smaller trees.
oh yeah.
But if we leave these bigger trees and clean it up, it's going to look really nice back here.
Yeah.
It's going to be a fun project if we get hired to do it.
Some of this looks like it was cut and opened a few years ago.
It's pretty thick back in there too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like nothing's come in and taken over. Clear cut. Yeah, so this is that strip where she wants to drive.
And we're right here.
We're right here. Yeah, we're right here. That's that clear cut area that we just walked through.
Okay. So she wants this right here cleared.
Yeah.
Where these trees are between this property and this property, and then her property where she wants to build her house is
so
back there.
we literally will take out everything right here on the road.
Yep. So we'll take all this out right here, go on back to where that tree line is. But kind of back to the left is where she wants to build her house. So we're going to clear from here all the way back on the left side and then work our way right.
Yeah, I think probably stay on the left side of the ditch and get all of that cleared all the way to the back.
Post right there for this is where her driveway is going to be at, so that's the right side, and we're going to be clearing this. And that's the second one right there. So I guess we can clear all this straight down on their side too.
Yeah, so that's not wide. Let's see.
About what? How much?
So you saw on that was a pretty nice job.
Yeah.
I mean, that was
I think so.
that's pretty awesome. So what we did with them, and I don't want to get into our rates. You guys probably kind of know what average rates are in your area, but based on their budget, we're going to go in and do 8 days worth of work for them, and clearing work. And just based upon what we saw and what was out there, we told them that we would clear somewhere between 8 and 12 acres. And we really think, I mean, you never know what you're going to get into, right? So it can't be an exact thing, especially when you're working it that way. But we really think we're going to be north of 10 acres and get probably about half of their property cleared.
Yep.
So it's going to be really nice. And actually, well, there's just some beautiful trees. It was a really nice lot. that,
Yep.
that we
It's
worked
gonna
on.
it's gonna turn out to be really, really, really pretty out there, I think.
Yeah.
There's some, like you said, there's some really big, beautiful trees out there that's gonna have some nice aesthetics to their house.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's just beautiful property. And then while we were while we were on that property, we had a conversation with somebody that we weren't going to drive out to see because he's about 2 hours away. So we were trying to gather information, see if we could just quote that over the phone or give him an idea. I mean, instead of driving 2 hours for what's really a day or less than a day's worth of work. So this was a guy that he's looking to build a house. He's got an old mobile home on the property that he needs demoed, and he actually just wanted to. He's got a place there where he just wanted to bury it on the property, and it's probably based upon the pictures. It's not even a full mobile home, like it's some tin and stuff that was left over. But based upon what we had seen, it's probably 2 or 3 hours worth of work at most. The problem is he's 2 hours away from us, so you got 2 hour round trip, there and back, which takes a full day. So you've got a piece of equipment on a trailer, you got an operator tied up for a full day.
Yep.
But he was having trouble getting folks out to where he is.
Yeah, he said he found somebody and he just hasn't heard back from him in a month.
Yeah, it's been a while.
So
but,
he's just having trouble to get someone out there to do the job, and
which is crazy.
yeah.
I mean, we've talked to y'all about just open and honest communication and staying in touch with your customers. So anyway, I don't know if we're going to do that work for him, but we quoted him a full day's rate, and he understood, obviously. In fact, he told us on the front end that he felt like that's probably what we were going to have to do based upon where we were. So we'll let you know. Obviously, we didn't go out, couldn't get any pictures of that. And then the next one that we went to see was oh man, this yeah. So this was the one with the 8-foot culvert. Yeah. So we went out to see. This is a guy, once again, kind of in our sweet spot. So he's got some cleanup and some dirt work that needs to be done on a driveway, and he's going to build a house. So it was kind of an all-inclusive thing.
it's a little more than just a little work to be done on a driveway, isn't it?
So
he was selling that.
Yeah, we didn't take video on this one, but I did get a couple of pictures, and we're going to show those to you. So it's an older property, and what I mean by that is it's an old home place. And so they had a drive coming in, and near the back of the property, close to where he wants to build a house, the driveway goes over this huge ditch. I mean, it's
probably, what, 12 foot deep?
Oh yeah, it's at least 12 foot deep and probably 25 to 30 feet across. So anyway, this huge ditch, and there's a lot of water that goes through it when we get heavy rains. So they had an 96 inch, an 8-foot by 20-foot culvert in there with the driveway going over that. And the culvert's probably 30 years old. It was galvanized and it's rusted out. The bottom was gone, so the road is failing. So that's got to be replaced. And so here, actually, take a look. Here's a picture of that. See, I don't know. You can't really see a lot in the picture, but that all that's got to come out. So we'd have to pull that culvert out. We got to clean that up, replace the culvert, do something, on the front end of it. We're probably not going to go back with a 96 inch. Probably going to look at a 60 inch culvert to go in there.
Well, we're also talking about another option for maybe a bridge. I don't know if that would work or not.
Yeah. And I had some conversations with folks last night I didn't tell you about.
Yeah.
And so obviously this culvert and what they've got there has lasted for 30 plus years. Yeah. So we're probably just going to go back in and do the exact same thing.
Yep.
Because we know that that's a solid solution and it's worked well for them. But anyway, we've got to do that. And then once you get across that bridge or that culvert, there's a mobile home that they had completely bricked up. So it looks like a standard brick 3-bedroom 2-bath house on the outside. And so he's got to demo that because that's literally where he wants the new house to go. And so here's a quick picture of that. So you see that was pretty straightforward. Yep. I mean the house is abandoned and it's falling down. So that's pretty standard
It had to
demo.
have been there for 30+ years, just abandoned.
Oh, it's probably been it's been abandoned for 20.
Yeah,
Yeah,
at least.
yeah,
Long
yeah.
time. I mean, you can even open the front door with all the stuff falling out of it.
Yeah. So anyway, we got to demo that, and that's going to be a long-term project. I mean, he's really looking to build the house. He said probably around Thanksgiving start that. But some of this stuff obviously we'll be doing on the front end, so we'll keep you updated on that one. And then we went from there to actually. We try to do stuff out. Most of our work is done in a rural setting, so we're out in the country. But we get calls too, to go into the city and in these neighborhoods, and so we got a call to go in, and we went and looked at this job, and really there's not a lot to it. You'll see in this picture here that we're about to show you. He's got rock down one side of the house. And I wouldn't say it's a zero lot line, but the houses are really close together. So he's got rock goes down one side to help with drainage. And he's wanting to do similar on the other side because unfortunately, kind of the swell and where the water's coming through when the rain is, it's going through his yard and it's coming from a couple of neighbors. So you got a lot of water coming through. So we're going to put rock down that side and then have a walkway kind of around to the back patio.
Yep.
So,
and you can kind of see how it's going to look on from this picture that we just showed you. The right side, we're just going to match the same rock on the left side.
Yeah.
Right side.
Yeah, so it's
really not even that much. It's probably half a day
probably
job.
probably 3 hours worth of work and no equipment. I mean, we literally will carry the rock out there in the dump trailer.
Yep.
And,
Wheelbarrow and shovel.
Kyle's favorite tools, a wheelbarrow and a shovel.
Love it.
But anyway, we'll quote that one and get that knocked out for him. And then we went and looked at one where this was it's an older pond. And these folks, their drive comes in and kind of comes across the dam. Their driveway comes across the dam of the pond, and then goes up to their house. And the dam actually had on each end, they have 18-inch culverts installed, and that's where the overflow for the pond was going. And if that fails, obviously, and the water starts coming over the dam, it's their road. I mean, so if the road washes out, they have no access to their house. This is how they get there. But anyway, like I said, it's an older pond. There are a lot of trees around the pond. He's just having a lot of issue with those clogging up. And so they've been clogging up. They've been trying to keep them unclogged, and he's getting water over the dam. So we're going to go in and fix that for him. And once again, it's not a real big deal, but we're going to clean that up, go in with some riprap, and then we think the best solution is going to be to come in with a drain off of those pipes so that he doesn't have all that water running through, hitting the culverts and clogging it up. So
it's just got a lot of tree overhang on the pond, so it's just got a lot of not physical trash, but trash from trees, limbs and stuff like that, clogging it up, and it's hard to keep maintenance like that. So hopefully with this drain that's going to come out and pop up on the top of the pond will help alleviate that a lot. Yeah.
So we've got that, and then we didn't get any pictures, so I apologize for that, but that's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I mean it's.
And then the last one that we went to see, I guess it was the next to the last one. That was the last one that we saw, but the next to the last one that we went to was multiple things. So it was a nice couple. Bought this house about a year ago, and I don't know, the house is on about a 2 or 3 acre lot.
Yep.
Out in the
really
country.
Nice property.
Yeah.
Really quiet out there too. I loved it.
Yeah, and I think it's probably the back half acre is still wooded, and it's really grown up. There's a lot of undergrowth and stuff.
Yep.
So we're going to go in and clear that for them underneath. They want to leave all the trees, kind of make it like a park setting with all the trees. So we're going to clear all that up. We secured that piece while we were on site, and then there were 2 other things that they talked to us about that we've got a quote, and we're going to work on that today. But one is up around the house. They want to clean up and install some sod and just make it look a little nicer than it does. Actually, I thought it looked pretty nice.
I think it did too. But they have 2 or 3 small dogs. I don't know if it was 2 or 3, but they had a couple dogs and I think that grass is just a little bit too tall for them, so they wanted to go with some Bermuda.
Yeah,
And
something. Yeah, just something
something similar that they can manage a lot easier than the grass they had out there. And they had 2 fencing areas where they let the dogs out at, and they definitely want that. And then they wanted the side of their house
Yep.
Redone. So
Yep. So that, and then on the front of the property, they're once again, it's like all of the water when it rains. So the front of the property is low, house sitting up on a hill, and when it rains, they're getting water from 2 or 3 neighbors that all comes across their yard. And right before it gets to the drainage ditch, they've got a low spot there. So they're holding water,
Yep.
you know, almost year round, except when we get to the really dry months. And he can't get in there with a mower, he can't cut it. So we talked to him about a couple of different options, and they were going to kind of sleep on that. When he called us out there, he was actually talking about putting in a little pond.
Yep.
And actually, I think it would look really nice.
I think it will look great
on their property, and kind of dress it up. So that's one thing we talked about. Wouldn't be real big; it'd be a small pond, and the levee would be. I mean, it'd only be about 5 foot tall, so not a real deep pond either. But it would help solve that and be real nice for them. And then obviously the other, if they don't do the pond, is just come in and do some dirt work and raise that a little bit, keep the swell and make sure the water's still draining, but fix that little low spot.
Yep.
There in the yard.
Yep.
So we will be out there doing that clearing, and there'll be more to come with them. But so that was, that we did all 6 of those.
Yep.
And that was on the kind of the land improvement side, and then we also had conversations with 3 different folks about building houses yesterday. So it was a really, really good day.
Now, I think we're still getting messages when we were pulling in for the end of the day yesterday, too.
Oh, and I mean, last night and this morning, too. So, we'll keep you updated on all that. But I think the biggest thing is what we've been talking about all the time is you got to stay consistent with that side of your business.
Yep.
If you really want to grow your business and do well with it, you've got to stay consistent with that.
What really surprised me is what somebody said yesterday was they thanked us for replying so soon.
Yeah.
And that really stuck with me because that tells me that other people, they reached out to them and it was a couple days at least before they even got a reply back. So, if someone messaging you about something they think is pretty urgent, and if you take their emergency as your own emergency, then
right,
it really shows you care about their problem.
Yeah, there's so many elements to that, Kyle. I think one too is we're spending money on advertising. And if we get a reply to it, we don't want to waste that.
Right.
I mean, it's and then also, just like you said, you got to be responsive to your customers. Without them, you have nothing.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
And so anyway, that's it. But we appreciate y'all watching and listening to us, and we hope that this is information that's good for you. Kyle and I are going to try to do more of this. We're trying to get better with the videos, and I think you've probably seen that. We know that there needs to be a little more dialogue. We need to carry you through kind of what's happening in the process as we're working and doing those things. So we look to do more of that in the future.
Yep.
So, but we thank y'all. We appreciate it. We hope you have a great day, and thanks for watching.